Good Monday!
Yay!
It is Monday. Happy Monday. I see some of the TKCers just jumping from one video to the next, and this
Bing
makes
bong.
me really happy.
Bing bong.
What's up, Sam? I see you immersing yourself. I see you. Rhonda, also. Fran, you've been immersed, baby. But I see you either way.
Heidi,
Heidi,
Veronica, the
Sam.
usual suspects.
You guys are immersed.
The usual suspects.
What's up, you
Emily,
guys?
I saw that you had a rough weekend. Are you?
No, dude, she's crushing it.
She said she had a rough weekend. Are you kidding me?
She did say that, but
Unless
I will
there's-
tell you that she's crushing it. And you know what? Let's actually it is very relatable to a lot of people. But you know, when you're a go-getter on a whole other level, you know, sometimes you feel as if you're doing it on your own. But here's the reality of it. You guys, this is your life. And if you're not going to do it, then who else would? So, in fact, last night, I told Emily that too on Voxer. I was like, shit, last night, I kind of felt that way. So you know what I did? I picked up a book and I started reading it to us while we were eating it.
You felt that way?
Well, it's like you know when you feel like you're like, I need to be pulled. I need to be pulled because I'm being inside my own head. That's how I felt last night, and that's exactly as you were finishing up showering, I picked up a book that we've already read before because I'm like, I need to read it again.
Yeah.
And we just read it at dinner. So, you know, know that it's totally okay to feel that way, and it happens to all of us. But if you are, you know, on a quest to be your best self, then it is your duty and obligation to do whatever you got to do to take care of you. Not every day it's going to feel great.
I guess the more relatable message, because how do you determine if you're a go-getter? That doesn't say anything to the message that you're trying to share, though, is that good is relative. Having a good weekend or a bad weekend is relative to what your own life experience has been. A bad weekend for us would be like Sarit's birthday, where we had a glass of wine and a half, or whatever it was, a rosé.
No, what was bad was rock band that tasted like ass.
Oh, that was bad. But that's not bad, right? And then the fact that we had Halo Top ice cream, and we each had a Greek yogurt ice cream bar. Now, that bad is not bad.
Happy birthday, Jesse Grant.
Happy birthday, Jesse!
You guys, let's say happy birthday to Jesse Grant.
But yeah, bad is relative, good is relative, and it's all, and self-sabotage is relative. It's, you know what's happening inside your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No matter what it looks like from the outside, you know. So I read that, not having the context, so not understanding. It's like, as usual, the weekend started off great, and then it took a turn, right? And what I imagine is when I was in the position where I would binge eat. I took myself to my worst moment, and I put her not quite there, because I know a little bit more about Emily, but it was for one, don't make assumptions. For two, good and bad are relative.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But you know, it all feels like we all feel that way. And we all have our bitch voice come out every once in a while. And we talked about it in a couple of our episodes. But, you know, when you're up to great things, then, you know, just use every single of those low experiences as lessons for the future.
Yeah.
In a book that I was reading this morning, the author was saying there is no such thing as good days or bad days. There's just learning days.
Every
you know,
day.
some days are gonna feel more Ah, you guys know what I mean when I say that. And some days are gonna feel more like, But either way, like if you have the right, like perspective, there is still a lesson from that. In life, all we can do is focus on what's within our control. Like, I saw Daisy's comment and also, like Lauren Waymeyer in a team meeting this morning, like, like you feeling under the weather because whether you had your second COVID vaccine or, whether you're getting hit with a flu or a bug or whatever, like that's something that's outside of your control. So all you can do is do the best that you can to focus on what's within your control. Not every day is going to be rainbows and butterflies, but every day is going to be for as long as you're above ground, baby.
Everybody's going to be.
Every day is going to be, like it's going to be a day either way, like good or bad, it's still a day.
Every day.
But you still got the day.
Every day school is in session.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what life lessons are you being taught by today?
Yeah. So, for one, Emily, thank you so much for your vulnerability. But you are doing, like, the amount of progress that you've made over the last 9 months or so is insane. Like, I will tell you that, like, if I was to compare where I started versus where you started, what you were able to do in 9 months took me 5 years.
Yeah, I see you in the UTC, dude.
And in the inner circle.
I see you more in the UTC.
But right.
But
yeah,
like I can put a lot of pieces together from that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so it's Monday, Mindset Monday, and that's why, we're bringing this up because this is a great segue to today's conversation where, like today we're just going to be talking about, when you're on a quest for greatness, like how do you get better at life? What are 4 perspectives that, you should make sure to practice or implement into, your toolbox? And, the first one is the concept of wisdom versus knowledge. And there's a difference between the two because knowledge, all right, thank you for
Erin's
that.
doing her thing.
Erin's dictionary. Hi, my son. Do you want to be Poncho? Poncho.
Maybe I'm still deciding.
I might just take a nap on floor.
Would you like the definitions of wisdom and knowledge, or would you like one or the other?
Let's begin with the definition of knowledge and then the definition of wisdom.
Knowledge. Facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education. The theoretical or practical understanding of a subject.
This is really, really good.
Awareness or familiarity gained by experience of a fact or situation. The knowing.
So, the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. This is really, really good.
I understand that birds fly.
I want you to think about, let's put this into a real life scenario, okay? Let's say, God forbid, you were diagnosed with some kind of heart condition and you've been told that there's these 2, like great doctors in your town that can treat that one thing. Doctor number 1 has all the degrees and whatnot. But doctor number 1 is very overweight and smokes daily and,
has the same condition you do.
Perhaps. And doctor number 2 has that same, level of certification and whatnot. However, doctor number 2 looks like an extremely healthy person. Like they practice what they preach. Let's say if you had an equal opportunity to go to Doctor 1 versus Doctor 2, who would you choose?
Initially, just instinctual.
I don't know about you guys, but I'd definitely go for Doctor number 2.
I think that a lot of people, this is a really great topic because, look, there's good and bad everywhere. Doctors, nutritionists, health coaches, psychiatrists, teachers, bankers, I don't know, whoever. There's good and bad everywhere. How do we determine? And that's the difference between
Knowledge and wisdom. So wisdom.
I got you. This is my job. The quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The quality of being wise. I love it when they put the definition in the definition. The word in the definition. Okay, the soundness of an action or decision with regard to the application of experience, knowledge, and good judgment.
Yeah. So Doctor number 1 has a great theoretical understanding.
On paper, they look good.
Just a genius. Great theoretical understanding, and they're qualified to be great at whatever you need help with. But Doctor number 2 not just has a great theoretical understanding, but also has a certain level of wisdom because of having an experience with it.
The soundness of an action or decision with regard to the application of the experience, the knowledge, and the good judgment.
Yeah.
Not just the knowledge and the understanding, but the application of the experience, knowledge, and good judgment.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the difference.
So point number 1 is, in order to understand something, you need to have knowledge, right? Can we all agree that, let's say, if you had some kind of rare heart condition, you wouldn't just go to somebody who doesn't have probably multiple PhDs, right? Because you want them to be knowledgeable about that topic. Okay? But, the pinnacle is wisdom. Okay? It's the practice of the theory through action. The practice of the theory through action. So, in order for you to get better at at anything that you're pursuing, be it greatness with your fitness, be it weight loss, be it entrepreneurship, it doesn't matter. For one, you need to have practical understandings. Okay? And then for 2, you need to have experience with that as well.
Can I share a story?
Yeah.
I want you to think about the career that you're in, whatever your job is. For me, the first real position I went into as a career was personal training. I was 21 years old. Now, I can get the certification and I can know things, but from first hand, going through the process of getting certified and then actually becoming a trainer and putting things into practice, I learned so much more from doing than I did just from the gathering of knowledge. It actually took me 3 attempts to pass because I just hate tests and I second guess myself and it sucks. But it took me 3 tries. I was relentless and I passed, and I ended up becoming the highest performing trainer in nearly every gym I went to. I think Sarit was one of the only ones, and there's this one guy at Equinox that would do more because I just wasn't willing to live at the gym.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's I learned so much more through the practical applications, learning what works for people, what doesn't work for people, make mistakes, retry it a different way. Like, you get so much wisdom in that experience than you do just by simply having the knowledge.
Yeah. Gosh,
And also,
personal trainers are a great example.
and I've known people to read book after book after book after book after book, but they're 5 years later they're in the same place. I'm like, it's one thing to read a book, it's another thing to read, like, if it's nonfiction. If you're reading a fiction book, okay, fine, read another one. But you can even probably still learn things that you can apply from those. I'm getting way off topic. But read a book. If it's informational, apply book.
Yeah. So that is point number 1 for today. Just, like, being aware of the difference of, like, knowledge versus wisdom. Knowledge is great, but knowledge alone is not enough, right? That's why after we all end up getting our fancy degrees from whatever college we got, like, we all start at either an internship or some kind of like entry level position. Why is that? It's because you need to gain experience in order to, increase your reputation, and be it the school that you're in. I saw a bunch of you guys are teachers, or, just like the marketplace in general. And then point number 2, like, no matter what, keep moving forward. So, like with regards to Emily Schwartz's situation, we're just using it in so many applications of today. Like, you moved forward with the situation, like you were vulnerable, and, you were holding yourself accountable. You shared with me the situation, I gave you, basically a strategy, and you implemented on that immediately. You're moving forward. No matter what. And I saw Mishi, you said that you had some Chick-fil-A over the weekend and you've paid the price for it. Just today, move forward. You guys, that's why so many people who, let's say, like, like completely just have a fuck it moment on the weekend and then it's Monday, they feel so much better like after Monday. It's because they just moved forward. It's the concept of moving forward that will help to keep you sane. Okay, so no matter whatever it is you're going through today or whatever happened on the weekend, it doesn't matter. Just make it a point to move forward, be it by making sure that your next meal is better, or making sure that you're getting in a workout, or making sure that you're holding yourself accountable to all of the decisions that you're making today. And whatever it is that you don't feel like doing, you do anyways. There's so many ways to just keep on moving forward. And by the way, do you guys ever wonder why a lot of people who are sedentary in life also like haven't grown on like a personal level over the last couple of years? Because like how you do one thing is how you do other things. And if you're not moving your body forward, your body's your physiology, are you more likely or less likely to want to move forward in other areas of your life? Just like go ahead and think about it for a second. So, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I think about it from like a global perspective. How is today's current situation going to affect the future generation? We live in a society that's a lot more sedentary. What is it going to do for us over the next 10 years, 30 years? Are we more likely to be more successful, or are we less likely to be successful? Like just as the Homo sapien race. A lot less likely, because our physiology is not moving forward, which tells us that we're probably not moving forward. See where I'm going with that?
We as Homo sapiens want to be sexful.
Yes.
I think that's what I heard.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
What's number 2?
That was number 2.
Oh, what's number 3? Wait, okay, hold on. If I'm confused, I'm just getting lost in the conversation, which is great. Let's get clear though. Number 1
is wisdom versus knowledge. Number 2 is keep on moving forward. Samantha Brill, I see your comment and I highly agree. And you guys, this is also why we're so passionate about this mission that we have and growing it, because this is not only going to, I mean, I know that a bunch of your lives have been changed and we're super happy and grateful, but this is about making this tidal wave be the next wave, because whatever else is happening is another way bigger wave. And there's only one thing that we can do, is we can do our part to grow it as much as possible. So this is just a side reminder that if you're finding value in today's conversation, please go ahead and share this episode with somebody, because these are just life facts. So to go back to point number 3. All right, this is coming in hot with the conversations that we've had today.
This is a good one.
But expect failure, you guys. One of our mentors said is, like, you want to fail, you want to fail faster, because the faster you fail, the sooner you find the lesson. But you want to make sure that you also have a support group, like a support group that can actually help you, not just like, oh, it will be okay. But like Emily this morning, I give you like a little bit of tough love to help to inspire you to take you into action, not just like you are enough. Like, you guys are enough as you are, but you're meant for greatness. Enough is not great. See where I'm going with that? So like, wherever you're at is fine, but be better, because you're meant to be better. You're not meant to live enough. You're meant to live great. Okay?
If you had a choice, do you want to be enough or do you want to be exceptional? That's not for me to answer. I want to read some quotes on failure, because I bet you've heard one of these or multiple of these before. I just fired up the old Google machine and I said quotes on failing. And I want to read them because we may read them or pass by them or scroll by them, or somebody posts it, we're like, oh yeah, so true, but you don't really take it to heart. These are the truth. I'm going to read the ones that are legit the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process of success. Like, that's how you get to success. Failure is an attitude, not an outcome. I have not failed. Oh, this was Thomas Edison. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
So good. So good.
If you want to succeed, double your failure rate.
Yep.
Tom Watson, CEO of IBM. Double your failure rate.
But, if you're scared of failure, my only question to you is, what has your support system been up to now?
Yeah.
What is it that you don't know? Because I will tell you this, like, I mean, we have shit happen to us every day, like, that, like, involves a failure. But we just know at this point in our lives that, okay, like, it happened. What can we do next time to make it better?
Yeah.
And we reach out to the people who have been in our shoes and who've already solved that problem before and can help us with that. And you guys, like, whatever it is that you're up to, like, literally just take these tips and, like, run with them. For as long as if you're in this community, just, like, you have access to the right support system. There's no doubt. Now, to what degree do you want to be immersed in it? That's up to you. But, like, if you are scared of failure, it's probably because, for one, you haven't had enough experience in something, right? And for two, you probably haven't had, like, enough exposure to the right support group. But failure is just a part of the process. We were at an event two months ago, and A-Rod was speaking, and he was talking about how he had, and you guys know who A-Rod is. The baseball,
Aaron
the baseball player. I'm not even a big fan of baseball, but like I'm a big fan of A-Rod because he's just an incredible guy. And he was saying that he had the highest the highest failure rate in the MLB. But also with that, he had the highest success rate, because if you want to win more, you have to put yourself in more situations where you fail more. Because if you have the right mindset and if you have access to the right information, with every single form of failure, you're actually just giving yourself an opportunity to grow and learn.
Shauna said, damn, as usual, this is right on the money for me today. I'm still convinced that you secretly live somewhere in my house. You know what? Here's the thing. Like, we experience I think that we're right on the money with a lot of these things because we've been in your shoes and we experience.
And we are still.
Hold on. We experience a lot of these things in life. Everybody's life looks different. So the experience is the same. We have the ability to think very critically and self-analyze why things are happening, how this happened, how can I do better, why, like I love asking myself why did I think that, why did I have that feeling when somebody said that to me, and you just analyze yourself for your benefit, not talk down on yourself. There's a difference. But the ability to take an experience that you've had and transform it into how this can apply to anybody is what we do for this show. And we're grateful, so grateful that we have the ability to think in a way that is helpful for you and to be able to verbalize the thoughts that we have about the experiences that we live, and help it relate to you.
Yeah. Okay, and then the last one is consistency. You guys, consistency is the name of the game. I think we have a team group chat, and it was Kayla who dropped a quote. We like to inspire one another. I think it was 2 weeks ago by, who was it, Jim Rohn or someone incredible like that. And I want to see if I can pull it up and just read it to you guys. But, that's just the power of consistency.
This is so good. Melissa, thank you for your kind words. But she's like, there are so many detours, and that is why this life is a journey, not a minute or an hour or a week. The journey is a reward. I have said before, there's no rule book on life. There's no rule book because you're writing your book, and everybody's book looks different. There isn't a book you get when you're born that says, okay, if this weird random ass thing that nobody would ever think would happen to you happens, here's what you do about it.
Yeah.
There's no book. Like, I got married to a man and divorced within 3 months.
And
some people agreed with the decision I made and how I went about it, and some people didn't. And I'm like, bitch, please show me the rule book where it says what I'm supposed to do and what's right. What's right is be a good person, do the best you can do, be respectful of people along the way, but do what ultimately you need to do that is going to move you forward in life without deliberately stomping on people to get there.
Yeah.
That's the rule book.
So this is a powerful quote that
Let's
really pertains to consistency. So I want to share it with you guys. You cannot bring a tree down by hitting it 1,000 times in different spots. If you hit a tree 1,000 times in 1,000 different spots, that tree is not going to come down. But if you hit a tree 1,000 times in the same spot consistently, that tree is gonna come down. I need you to do the exact same thing every single day for the next 10, 15, 20 years and watch that tree come down. Watch you go from zero to a multi-million dollar company. Nothing's changed, guys. I'm doing the exact same thing I was doing 20 years ago. I just keep doing it. Eric Thomas.
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 I love it.
Thomas.
English.
Yeah, yeah. Consistency is the name of the game, and like we live in a society where people try to like seek these like magic pills and magic formulas, and I think that a big reason why people try to seek it is because there's so much nonsense products out there that just like mislead. I don't know about you guys, but I get a text at least 3 times a week that says something along the lines of lose 30 pounds in 30 days. I'm like, for one, like, you got me on the wrong list, dude. But, but for two, it's just like, it's things like that. It's concepts like that that become so popularized when the reality is that if something works, why change it? You just have to do it longer.
Double down.
Nothing great happens overnight, and that is the hardest thing with regards to any journey for people to realize. Like everything that we are pursuing will always take you 10 times longer and will be 10 times harder. You just have to make it a point to be consistent, and on those days when you have those failure, like just make it a point to move forward. That is why success is hard, because it is such a mental game. It is such a mental game. You have to just repeat and repeat and repeat, and you have to keep on like thousands and like thousands of the same strike. It's not about do this today and then do that and then do this and then do that. No, that just
Yeah, and Stacy just commented on the comment that the next thing I'm going to say is inspired by, but people are afraid of failure. We've learned to become okay with it, embrace it. Don't fail don't don't walk into a failure that you know is going to be a failure, because that just means you just made a choice and you didn't learn from it the last time. Because if you know it's going to fail, then you already know and you're making that decision. But walk into unknown circumstances embracing the fact that you might fail. And it's like people are afraid of I'm afraid of failure because I was at 50 pounds lost in 2019. I gained it all back. If you say I'm afraid of failure, then you have more likelihood that you're going to be blocked from taking action because of the failure.
Yep.
Courage is you taking action regardless of the failure. You've got to keep moving forward. So what you can do is either fail because you tried something or fail because you didn't. And if you fail because you didn't, that's actually just a choice, because you already know that if you don't do anything, nothing's going to change. Mm-hmm. So might as well take some kind of action that's different than whatever you did the other times you failed to give yourself a chance to succeed. And what I would start saying, Tracy, is not I'm afraid of failure, but I'm excited to fail so I can succeed.
Yeah.
Or I meet success every day in my life, some way, somehow.
Yeah. What you focus on expands. You can't focus on being afraid of failure, because then you're going to attract more of it. And it's probably going to happen simply due to you not changing anything. But to change the situation, to change you being afraid of failure, to change where you're at right now physiologically, mentally, you've got to change your way of thinking. To change, you've got to change,
Yeah. Tracy, I don't know if you've heard about the raw transformation that we're going to be doing. It's an 8-week transformation program, and I would 1,000,000% jump into there. Stacy, you already commented you can help her out with that, but I would recommend that.
Yeah, for sure.
Did we go all four? Is there one more?
Yeah, we
Oh, we
went
did
through all four.
Gosh, get lost in the conversation.
Yep. So speaking of which, you guys, we were just doing a live with the TKC, but you guys know that this group is tight and news travel fast, so we might as well share it with you guys here. It is currently open registration for the Raw Transformation.
It's early bird registration.
Oh, early bird registration. You're right.
Early bird.
Open registration next week where the prices go up, but this week early bird registration. So we're giving you in on that. It's gonna be early bird until when? This Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And then the prices go up when we just share it with the world. But right now we're just sharing this with the community. You guys, highly recommend that you jump in on that. Judy Schultz called you 3 times this morning. I hope you boxed me back.
Gotcha.
I see you, girl. Maybe she got the hours confused or something. But yeah, you guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to email admin@erinsarit.com. You can reach out to Stacy here or anybody on our team. The Raw is definitely the place that you want to be. We do it only a couple times a year, and 'tis the time. Tis the season. Judy, it's okay. We'll chat.
Brittany's in. That's awesome.
Yay! That's awesome, Brittany.
Oh, all right. So one last thing before we close out today.
Boogie, do you want to come too? Come, my son. You have to be Pancho. Boogie wants to come now.
Wow, you're a lot heavier than she is.
Yeah.
Oh, you too.
You guys, the family is growing.
They had something they wanted to say.
Boogie, do you want to talk about your new sister?
Yeah, so let me tell you guys, I really love her, except for in the morning. I want to kill her.
This morning I tried to kill her.
This morning I tried to kill her because she bites my ears and I want to sleep. She irritated me.
And that is why I'm falling asleep while talking.
Because I'm so tired because she woke me up. I was going to say this bitch. I was like, that's mean. But she literally is a female dog. So, anyways, you guys, thank you for tuning in today. If you found value in this, please share. Don't do it for us. Don't even do it for Boogie and Callie. Do it for the people who need to hear it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Do you guys want to give each other a laugh?
Would rather not.
Would rather not. Okay. All right, you guys. It is Monday. Happy Monday. We hope that you guys have an amazing week ahead. Okay. I have to share with you guys something incredible that we have happening on Friday. So you guys know that normally on Fridays we have guest interviews. You guys, this guest is probably one of the most exciting interviews that we're ever going to have.
We always say that though.
We do always say it, but this person, you guys, just a phenomenal human being, and you'll definitely want to make sure that you add that to your calendar today. And you may want to invite probably 100 people that you know and really love, because that conversation is going to be that valuable.
Hold on. So we don't bring people onto our interviews who are not awesome.
Right.
So the awesomeness is in every interview. Mm-hmm. What we're saying is that this woman has led the charge for females in entrepreneurship in positions where mostly men were in, and her time published what, 37, almost
Sold
38
over
now
200,
books.
sold over 200 million books, you guys.
Sold over 200 million copies. Part of the Rich Dad.
Founder of the Rich Dad Poor Dad series.
Founder
yeah.
of the Rich Dad Poor Dad series. You know those little books that for kids when there's the little buttons on the side of the book and you press the button when it says in the book and it makes the sound of the train or the water or the whatever. I think as well, if my information is correct, she was the one that first came up with those and then sold that company. Anyways, just so many accomplishments in her life and so much to learn from her. It's going to be really exceptional. So you guys are going to want to be there on Friday.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you who it is now. It is Sharon Lecter. And you guys, so here's one thing. She's a pretty big deal. And we want to really show her how the ENS Army is like the best decision that she's made to be on an interview like this, because her time is so valuable, and the fact that she was even able to make the time for us just really means a lot. So let's all do our part and just share invitations to this interview with as many people as we can, so that by the end of this interview she can be like, man, I've made a massive impact. Because for people like that, like, impact is the most incredible thing. So like,
It's
if
the
she
best
can
gift.
see a number of pages of people watching it, then to her that means that her time is valuable.
The best gift that we can give her is to show up so she can feel the impact that she's making.
Yeah, so you guys, please do us a favor, and can you guys commit to invite people to this Facebook group this week so that they can learn about that too, and they can join her interview as well. We really want to make a good impression on her, because man, her time is really valuable. 200 million books sold, you guys. And that's only one of the few gigs that she's doing. So, yeah, it's going to be a really powerful conversation. It is going to be at 1 p.m. instead of noon. Eastern. So make sure that you add that to your calendars right now. 1 p.m. Eastern. Don't say we didn't tell you, because we're giving you a week in advance for that. Whether you have to move your workout to a different time, I don't know. But if you guys can spread this, we'll be very, very grateful. Yeah, and that's all we got for you.
It's today. Also just to show her how incredible she is that people want to show up for that. So, yeah. Thank you guys for being here. Have yourselves an amazing Monday and the rest of your week. Thanks for tuning in. We will catch you guys tomorrow for a Q&A day. Stacy, can you drop the link for the questions? So if you guys have any questions, you can post them officially, and those will be the ones that we go through to answer. Other than that, we'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time.
Bye.